Hi, I am Becky Amble. I've got a short little thing I would like to show you today. You've probably heard that I like to use artificial intelligence to make tables and things like that. So I've been doing a bunch of interviews and I thought I wanted to have my little interview grid made for me, like, like that kind of stuff. And I thought, well, I really don't want to go in Excel or go create a table. I'm just going to use AI. And again, probably would have been faster if I just did it myself. However, I thought, well, I can have AI do this while I'm doing something else. So let me just show you what I did. And in this one, I'm going to share with you Claude. And couple of weeks ago, I used ChatGPT and that went pretty good, but I had to kind of keep telling it things. And, if we're using AI, we don't want to have to spend a whole lot of time on something that we think is simple. And I'm not sure if I can close that. All right. So anyway, what I said was I had to type this because that's another issue with Claude. Their audio likes to talk back to you. So that's not a great option. There's workarounds. Maybe tell you about that another time. Anyway, so you can see what I typed here. I said, please make me a schedule across the top, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday on the side, a half hour starting at 8 a.m., stopping at 6 p.m. Do it in both Excel, spreadsheet, and Word document table. Make each box have enough room to write a person's name. Basically, make the sheet fill an 8.5 by 11 page. And it did an okay job on that. I'm just going to go over here to my other document, I think, and show you what I have. Let's get rid of that. And let's go see if my thing is still here. So the first thing I had it do, it created a vertical table. So let's see. Here's what it did in Word. And I didn't really want it to be vertical. Oh, this is where I just was going to try to change the size of the box myself. Anyway, I didn't think I really wanted it that way, but that's what it did. I'm going to just go show you. It did it in Excel as well. Come on. And that it made again on a vertical. And I thought, well, that leaves a lot of room. And I said 8.5 by 11. So then what I did is I went back and I told it, put it horizontal and make it fit an 8.5 by 11 page. And you can see here, it did a pretty good job on that. I kind of like when it uses table more than Excel. Anyway, but what it did went overtime, went to the next page. So I would probably go back and tell it to fix that. In fact, what was interesting is ChatGPT did something similar, only it only had one time slot that ran over on the second page when it used the table feature. And let's just see. Let's go back over here to see what the Excel one looks like in the horizontal. Here we go. And here it is in Excel. Now, I have to show you the print preview so you can actually see how it looks on the page. And you can see it left a big right margin. I don't really know why. It left some extra space on the bottom. Anyway, this would be fine. And maybe there are times when we want to have a section for notes. Anyway, it wasn't ideal. However, it did save me from having to do it. And when I did my dictation into Claude, this was kind of hilarious, but kind of frustrating, I guess. I dictated into Claude and then Claude wants to talk back. So of course that's not too helpful. And then I told it to make me the schedule. And it said, oh, I can't really do that because we were talking and I can't do that in my audio. So if you're talking to Claude, just understand it really isn't going to do much but talk to you. So then what I did is I copied my prompt and pasted it in. And then somehow Claude lost it. So, hey, I don't know. Something was weird. Anyway, if you want to have it do something like a table, a spreadsheet, or whatever, tell it specifically what you want. You can tell it to put it in Excel. You can tell it to put it in a Microsoft Word table. Use whichever you prefer, if it's something like that, and be very clear how you want it to work and how you want it actually to set up so that you get the output that you want. Anyway, there you go. It was a little bit of an experiment, not the greatest thing, and I thought I'd just show you because for me, sometimes I feel like I don't really want to dig around with Excel, and that one probably wouldn't have needed formulas. However, I just thought, let me tell ChatGPT or Claude to do it, and neither one was terribly adept. So there you go. but you can work with it. Thanks. We'll see you next time.